is up, YouTubers, gamers, internet weirdos? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna keep this big unanswered question train rolling, you feel me? Starfield. You've already heard of it, you've already seen it, you already know that it's coming. It is right around the corner. We are about 3 weeks away from this bad boy, and we gotta keep talking about this game. And actually, we're gonna talk about a game that is unannounced right now that may have to do with Starfield. So let's roll. Alright, let's get into it. This is going to be a fun video. Again, this is all pure speculation, but we got to talk about this unannounced game. You got to be nothing but excited when Todd Howard and Bethesda are knocking at your door, right? Meaning, they got stuff right around the corner. They are about to blow the lid off the industry once again with Starfield. But the topic of today's video, what y'all been waiting for, what you came here for, what you clicked on that thumbnail for, is this right here. In November of 2022, in an interview with Lex on the Lex Fridman podcast, Todd Howard said this.
I haven't played because there's a mobile Fallout game, right? I need to play that. I was thinking of playing Diablo Mobile too.
I mean, you can debate the monetization, but I would not. I think they did it's really fun.
On Fallout? What's
Diablo.
Oh, Diablo?
Yeah, well, Fallout, I definitely recommend that one. Fallout Shelter, completely different game.
Yeah.
Diablo Immortal is, I was very, very impressed with that. I had a lot of fun.
On the mobile?
Yep.
What's the challenge of designing a game for mobile versus the PC and console?
Well, obviously the screen size, right? Is
that what you feel first? What's the fundamental change in the philosophy of design? Does it change the tone of the game?
Well, we've done a few things, and we have a new mobile game that we're working on that we haven't announced yet that I'm in love with. And we have a new mobile game that we're working on. We have a new mobile game that we're working on. We have a new mobile game that we're working on that we haven't announced yet that I'm in love with.
Oh my God. Okay. What a between the lines bombshell that was. You know, I've heard a lot of podcast interviews. I've seen a lot of videos. I've followed a lot of channels. Shout out to all the Starfield news fan pages and podcast channels out there. We love you. Keep doing your thing. I'll tell you what. I have not seen or heard a single person talk about this mobile game and what that could be, what that could mean. Again, that interview was back in November of 2022 when Starfield was supposed to come out. If you don't remember, it had an original release date of 11/11. If you know the significance of that number, then you know Skyrim over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, over here, you know what I'm saying? Like, but anyways, they had to delay it. I think it was for the best. I already said that in my part 1 video of the biggest questions unanswered. The biggest unanswered questions. Go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. This interview was after the delay was made public, so we're talking about a mobile game that has been in development for who knows how long, that has had another almost year of straight development and polish, just like Starfield. So the timing and the between the lines and like the under the radar stuff, all this stuff just seems to be coalescing in this one perfect moment for Starfield. And we're gonna jump into their previous mobile games here just for a minute, just so you can see what's out there, what they've done in the past already. But if you don't remember, when Fallout 4 was announced at E3 back in, I want to say 2016, 2015, they announced Fallout Shelter at that event. When they showed the full gameplay reveal of Fallout 4, they announced Fallout Shelter, and it was out that same day. And Fallout Shelter blew up. let's go ahead and just check out the last part of the interview with Todd and Lex and listen to how Todd describes and thinks about mobile games. Maybe we'll get an idea here of what this unannounced mobile game is going to be, and we'll talk about that right after this. So let's keep rolling. Wait, where'd these buffalo chicken bites come from, bruh? And these mesquite kettle cooked barbecue chips?
There are a couple things that you approach on mobile. Now, I can give you sort of the classic mobile gaming thing and then what we do. A classic mobile gaming is really for short play sessions. Because for the amount of people you're going to get, the number that have the amount of time to sit there for a long time and play it, like a console game or a PC game, is lower because people are playing mobile games on the move or whatever. And how it onboards you, because obviously most of them are free. So how the tutorial works, how it gets you into the game, because you haven't bought it, you haven't done this investment of buying it and then saying, no, I'm going to learn it. People don't care. So really understanding how they get into the game. Those two things are really the magic to mobile gaming. We have found, though, with our games, particularly Fallout Shelter, people will sit there for an hour or two. Like, they will just sit there and play it. Like, large numbers of people will play it for hours a day. So it's also like a demographic thing. The younger audience, they would rather sit and stare at their phone than play it on a big screen.
I would just love to sort of list out throughout human history the evolution of sentences that began with, if you look at kids these days.
It's true. It's true.
All right, yes, it is true. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, mobile games are a thing. They are an absolute monster in the industry. If you're talking about global market share and revenue, mobile games take the cake, and Fallout Shelter was no exception. It came out of nowhere. Shadow dropped with that Fallout 4 reveal happened at E3. And as of 2019, 150 million downloads, over $100 million for Fallout Shelter. So an absolute monster of a mobile game. Came out of nowhere, was super fun, super detailed, and again, that Fallout world and those characters and those mechanics carried right over to the mobile space, no problem. Next, Elder Scrolls Blades. This was a very controversial game just because it was Elder Scrolls Mobile, right? It was touted as, Skyrim on your phone and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it was a great mobile game. It was actually a really, really awesome mobile game. Was it a good or great Elder Scrolls game? That is definitely debatable, but the town building and the character customization and how you could equip and loot and explore and build up your town and upgrade your character, all that was super awesome. Super great in a mobile package. It played great. It looked amazing. You could play it in landscape or portrait mode, as you see there. But just an awesome game all around, an awesome mobile game. Yes, the combat was on rails, but at the end of the day, an awesome free-to-play mobile game. Microtransactions are going to be a part of that, but that is where we are today. I don't have a problem with it. The game is free. It looks amazing, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so the next one, my personal favorite and their best mobile game by far, Elder Scrolls Legends, the CCG of the decade, in my opinion. The collectible card game that turned the entire genre on its head, came out of nowhere. It really, really blazed a new trail when you compare it to the absolute juggernauts of Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone. Gwent was coming out kind of a couple of years after Elder Scrolls Legends came out, so the CCG's genre was on fire. It was heavy, right? There was a lot of competition, and Elder Scrolls Legends, in my opinion, was the best one out of all of them, okay? Why do I say that? Well, again, this is not a review video. That would take too long, but the long story short, I played Magic the Gathering for a decade. I played it since I was a kid. I played Hearthstone for about 5 years straight. Poured a lot of money into Hearthstone. Played it everywhere I could. Really enjoyed it. And then Elder Scrolls Legends came out, and I could not wait to get my hands on it and play it. And I did not touch another CCG after Legends came out. Just amazing visuals, amazing lore, connection with Elder Scrolls, just the entire universe, whether it's Skyrim or Oblivion or the Thieves Guild or anything that was a part of Elder Scrolls. It was a part of Elder Scrolls Legends. It had an awesome story mode, it had a puzzle mode. The deck building was really awesome as far as like it gave you more options, more freedom, more choices. You could have more cards and more legendaries in your deck than any other CCG. I just really enjoyed it. It was amazing. All right, let's finish up the video here with the obvious question of what is this mobile game? Again, the possibilities are endless, but you know, with what they've done in the past, this could be one of two things, I think. Again, pure speculation, but it could be something completely new that we've never seen from them before. It could simply be a companion app, like a companion game where you have all your systems, your readings, your outputs, your vitals, your environmentals, your ammo, your maps, your star systems, all of those details, all those numbers, all of your systems and menus and all of that stuff that you're looking through and flipping through and reading through in the game. It could be a companion app that could do all that for you, meaning you have two screens right there side by side. You can go back and forth. You can have one open that shows, you know, that syncs with the planet that you're on, that shows, you know, the vitals of the planet, hazards, you know, the resources, all that stuff. You could have that like on a second screen right there, so you don't have to leave the main screen, you know, flipping in and out of the menus. Bethesda has said that before, where, you know, they don't want you to be taken out of the experience more than you have to. So flipping through a whole bunch of menus all day, every day is not their goal for you as a player. I could see that where you have a companion app side by side that gives you all that information right there, you know, in concert with what you're doing on the big screen with your Starfield character. Okay, other possibilities. Something similar to Fallout Shelter, where you have a standalone experience where you're building something, upgrading something, you're doing little mini missions, you're doing little combat missions. Maybe it's outpost related, maybe it's ship related, where it's a standalone experience where you're just having fun in that Starfield universe and you're doing something unique on the go, anytime, anywhere, quick and easy, right? But you could take that same formula and apply it to something that carried over to your actual Starfield game. So Fallout Shelter was its own experience, right? It had nothing to do with your Fallout 4 save file or your character. But, you know, now that we've come to a place where everything is connected, cross-save, cross-play, all these things are connected, even though you have examples like Diablo Immortal, like Todd was saying, complete standalone experience, which, again, I could see that happening. But I could also see you take that same formula where you have outpost building, weapon management, ship building on the go, and then you get home, you load up your Starfield save, and you load up that mobile save file that you were working on. So they did say that ship building and outpost building were very extensive, right? There was a lot to that. So that could be a scenario where you can do outpost building and ship building on the go, and then you could load those configurations, those save files, and those setups in your main game. The issue with that is, the tricky part with that is, if this is a mobile game that's going to come out right before Starfield, you know, I'm thinking Gamescom time period, where they shadow drop it, something like that. If it's something like ship building, outpost building, it's going to be a standalone experience, because Todd said that ship building is kind of like mid to late game scenario where you have enough resources and equipment and know-how to manage, configure, and build your own ships, that's late game. So what would be the point of releasing a mobile game where you're building your own ship that you can't import into your main game right away? It would have to be a standalone experience. Alright, what do you think that this unannounced mobile game is? I'm super excited about it. Again, not every mobile game, was created by Todd and his team, but it was a Bethesda game that's tied into the universe, which is all that we really need for a mobile game, right? His attention is completely dedicated to Starfield. This mobile game is gonna be some type of spin-off project that, if it takes any DNA from Fallout Shelter, I think it's gonna be huge. That would be my preference, to have a standalone experience where you're building something, you're surviving, you're looting, you're upgrading, you're doing these little mini missions in a really awesome animated 2D environment, right? What do you think this mobile game is? What do you hope that it is? Let me know in the comments below. I don't think it's an Elder Scrolls Blades scenario, because that would kind of take away a lot of the attention. Not take away, but it would get no attention as a like a 3D kind of exploration looting game. It would get almost no attention if it was trying to be a mini Starfield, right? Elder Scrolls Blades, I think it was unique and acceptable at the time because it came out way after Skyrim, right? This was just kind of like out of nowhere. It was kind of a spin-off successor, a universe successor spin-off, right? Not a direct spin-off, but I don't think it's going to be anything like that at all, because it would just get zero attention compared to what Starfield is. I think it's going to be a standalone, unique experience that is similar to Fallout Shelter, but takes place in the Starfield universe. I can't wait to see what it is. I have a feeling that Gamescom, that's the final stop. That's the final hoorah. That is like the champagne bottle popping, right? The 20. What's the date on Gamescom here? It's coming up here just a couple weeks. The 25th, 26th, and 27th of this month, and then Starfield is out 5 days later. So they're gonna do something special here, regardless. And unless they canceled this mobile game out of nowhere and didn't tell us, I think we have something Starfield related here with this unannounced mobile game. But if Todd is in love with it, like he said, I think it's gonna be okay. And again, with the success of Fallout Shelter, they would definitely be missing out if they didn't try to capitalize on that same formula again with Starfield. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It went a little bit longer than I was hoping, but again, there's a lot to talk about with Starfield and what the possibilities are with that game and with a mobile game. So let me know what you think in the comments below, what you liked, what you didn't like, what's on your mind, what's your favorite part about, what you're most excited for with Starfield, and what you think this mobile game may be. So until next time, I will see you all in the stars.